All right, the 2023 Women's World Cup is over. Spain knocked off England 1-0 on Sunday to capture their first ever Cup title. So let's recap the final match with Steph Savino. She's the head coach of Morris Elite in the USLW League. She's helped us all tournament long. Joins us now. Steph, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Women's World Cup now behind us, and we've got a winner, so I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good, which now being behind us means no more getting up early to watch some of these matches, which, you know, we enjoy the sport, so it is what it is. But get a little more rest now. Get to sleep in a little later. But, Steph, let's start with Spain. Last year, 15 players withdrew from international selection because they didn't agree with manager Jose Vida and his methods. In the Spanish Federation, they stuck with Vida. How big is this win for them as a country and a federation? And is this victory vindication for the Spanish manager?
It is a great question. I'll start with the win because Spain is so deserved of this win. And it really, truly proved the value of teamwork, camaraderie, the importance of coming together, regardless what was happening behind closed doors. And this is a true statement, not only for Spain, but for the sport as a whole. And this women's program truly proved themselves from the group stage matches to the final. And taking a loss was a big moment for them against Japan. But wow, they truly did perform in today's match. Now, in terms of the manager, there's truly only so much we know. Is it tactical misalignment? Is it mistreatment of injured players? Is it favoritism over specific players? I truly do believe that more may unfold throughout the next few days. But the Spanish Federation truly meant and truly wanted players to truly showcase and be proud of wearing their country's colors in this tournament. And the players that were out there and the players that were on the bench sure did that. They pushed things aside and they played the sport and they played it with heart. So I truly see that whatever happened is only proving that there's a playbook for what's to come for women's soccer for Spain, regardless of what's happening behind closed doors.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if more does come out, and we'll get to what's next possibly for Spain in a little bit. But I want to talk about England because for them, their confidence, it was high going into this World Cup after winning the Euros last year. What went wrong for the Lionesses in the final?
They reached this point in the tournament. They played on the final, and unfortunately, they just fell short. A lot of their performance throughout the World Cup was inconsistent. We did see a lot of ups and downs with this group. So certainly the negative side showed today. When you look at stats, Spain dominated possession, and that was just unfortunate for England. They didn't quite finish or execute many of the passes that they had. On the flip side of things, they had several offsides calls, so I believe they were missing some of their cues on the attack. They were rushing decisions in the final third, and you could sense that they started to panic. Once Spain gained and owned the momentum of the game, England truly felt that, and I think they started to struggle a bit more. Now, there was a lot of risk, and you heard on the commentary, there was a lot of risk and reward in the formations played, but unfortunately, there was more risk than reward today for England, and that's just how it goes sometimes. So all in all, it was a really tough day for them. So I truly just didn't see them being able to beat or even truly compete against Spain today.
Yeah, they weren't able to get it done. Tough one for them, but a really good program and a really good showing that we've seen for them over the last couple of years. And talking about what we've seen, we saw what Olga Carmona did with huge goals in Spain's last two matches. So ask us about the Spanish. Are the Spanish set up for long-term success on the world stage because of the development of their young players? We've seen such success with them in the youth side of what they've been doing at World Cups under 17, under 21. They've had a lot of success there. So do you think they are set up to do well with the development of their young players?
I certainly believe that. I certainly think that development is happening on their side and development is doing well. And now I'll talk a little bit about Olga because she sure did step up when the team needed her most. Her ball control in and around the 18 and her execution to finish was outstanding. So she truly does deserve this World Cup representation and this award for her team and for herself. Now, there was also that 19-year-old that was the youngest youngest player of the tournament. She got Young Player of the Tournament award, and only proving the case for why young talent is extremely important on that pitch, and they are relentless in what they do. But both of these players have shown us that roles and responsibilities on the pitch are important. So these roles and responsibilities, though, come from development, and they come from years in the past when they started figuring out, okay, my touch on the ball, my speed behind the ball, my execution in the 18. So yes, the U17 team certainly won their back-to-back U17 World Cup titles, both in 2018 and 2022. And then we've got the U20 side that just won their World Cup title last year as well. So we know that the country is putting a lot of focus on their talent and their young talent. So we also know that this is something for us to be very mindful of too as we continue to approach them, because it's only going to get better from here for them.
Right, that kind of leads me into the next part in talking about with the U.S. and the development of the young talent. I said U21, I meant U20 there before with the Spanish team at the World Cup. So lastly, we got to talk about the U.S. women's national team here, because as you know, we did a lot of talk about them. They had a disappointing round of 16 exit in this tournament. So Steph, what is it going to take for the United States to get back to being the best team in the world? What is it going to take for them to do that?
So I still feel some disappointment and sadness with their too early of an exit from this World Cup. But like we do in sports, eyes forward. Okay, we got to look at what's next. So the technical staff, there's adjustments being made on their side, and also players are currently coming back, getting back with their club teams, either working to earn minutes or immediately earning minutes on the pitch in their league matches. So as I continue to reflect and I continue to think about what happened, I truly see that many of the countries that we competed against or in other group stages focused a lot on their young talent, focused a lot on the development that came from their young talent and the belief and the trust that coaches had in these players. And you see that these young talented players are very gritty and they're very intelligent in this game. So I do believe that we as a nation have to look at our younger talent and trust that this is where we're going. This is what we need to do to get forward. And unfortunately, what's worked in the past may not be what we always need to rely on. So bouncing back is going to be something that we can do. We know that this team and these women know how to overcome obstacles and know how to overcome challenges. So I think it's also about making sure we've got strong competition lined up. We need to have those friendlies and those other type of international competitions similar to what we experienced on the World Cup, at the World Cup, just because we need that type of experience before we head into big tournaments like that moving forward. So I do believe we'll bounce back, and I do believe it'll still be a bright future, but we just got to get some nicks taken care of as we go.
All right, we'll see how the U.S. women's national team and the program improves going forward as we look forward to the World Cup in 2027. Feels so long away. We just wrapped up this one. We're talking a little bit about 2027. That is Steph Savino, head coach of Morris Elite in the USLW League. Steph, been so good talking to you this entire tournament. Thank you so much. We'll do it again soon down the road.
I echo the appreciation. Thanks.
Anytime.